Good morning. Welcome to this weekly market update brought to you by Treasury One ETM Analytics. We start off this week on interesting notes. We were on back foot early this morning with escalation of the war and a lot of comments coming out about Iran going to attack civilian infrastructure in the Gulf. The US also, President Trump coming out and says Iran has got 48 hours to open the Strait of Hormuz. And that led to a lot of volatility. In the meanwhile, while we started our first video, this is like second for the day because we needed to redo it, there was comments by US President Trump saying that there will be a stoppage of any of the war escalation for the next 5 days so they can open talks at this stage. This has caused some of the volatility to come back. We've seen oil prices rally back 10%. The rand strengthens again. Gold rebounding nicely. So a lot of volatility at this stage. Andre, can you just help us to unpack a little bit of what's happening at this stage?
Yes, Richard, thank you very much. In front of me is a little piece that was written by yourself this morning, and you really put it very nicely. The world on edge, oil, war, and your wallet. And in that, your wallet is locked up a heck of a lot because that's where interest rates, inflation, commodity prices, company results, because your wallet could also mean your income statement of the company. So interesting, the volatility that we see, the attacks that we see, and that's all got to do between leaders of the world that makes quick and fast decisions on what to strike, how to strike, and where to strike. And then the retaliation and the words being said, and you've said it, 48 hours, then the Strait of Hormuz must be open. If it's not open, we will attack energy facilities and we will leave you in the dark. And the impact of that, obviously, on a country, the economy and everything is devastating because all the people in the country is then affected by that. And the retaliation by Iran was simply, cool, if you do that, then we will do the same, but we will also in desalination plants where we will not take your electricity away only, we will also take your water away. And that, I think, sanity prevailed, and hence the opening or the possibility of opening of talks and the stoppage of the escalation of the war for 5 days. But immediate reaction on the markets. So this simply says one thing. As quickly as things develop negatively, just as quickly can they develop positively. It will just increase and escalate on the volatility that we have to live with and that we have to work with, and the uncertainty that we work with. And the answer to that can only be in one way from us, and that's solid risk management principles. Don't try and predict what will happen next. Take what's already happened, work with that, apply, as Cyril Ramaphosa would say, apply your mind, and do something to protect yourself and your company from any further volatility and impact on your income statement. There is stuff that one can do, and that's all we can do at this point in time, because for now, we will live with this volatility.
Andre, part and parcel of the impact of the volatility is interest rate decisions. Obviously, we saw last week the US Federal Reserve didn't do anything. We've got our own MPC this week talking about interest rates. Locally, we know there's going to be a big impact on fuel prices, diesel and petrol, and that's fairly headline driven at this stage. What are we expecting from interest rate decision? What's let's say Kganyago going to say this week for us?
I can just hear Mr. Kganyago in that measured monotone voice of his alluding to the outlook for inflation that has turned negative due to the impact of the war in the Middle East, and that the monetary policy had unanimously decided that in spite of the current low inflation rate at the target level, the uncertainty forces the committee to make a decision to leave rates unchanged at this stage and to see how things develop. I can just see it doing that and saying that. And I've said it last week, there's no ways that any central bank at this point in time with this uncertainty, with this kind of volatility in markets, will go and immediately change on interest rates, either negative or downwards or upwards. It's just too uncertain. And if you looked at the change in the markets, in South Africa, the markets is now telling us that there could be up to 3 interest rate hikes this year, no cuts. So, and then this announcement could change that immediately again, and the discounting of possible rate cuts could come in. I repeat, the volatility is too much to try and predict what's going to happen. You now look at what is happening and you make a decision how to mitigate your risks going forward.
Andre, definitely, it's very, very, very headline driven at this stage, and I can almost bet you when I pull this graph that the curve is already priced back some of the cuts now because they think the war is going to end after the comments made by President Trump. So very volatile. And then if we talk about the local currency as well, we've seen that up at above 17.20 briefly this morning, but now we're back at 16.75. So a big, almost 50 cents move in the space of, let's call it 5 minutes, that the rand is strengthened, just on the back of some comments. Do you think, let's make a call, if the war ends tomorrow and there's nothing happens, do we see the rand back below 16, or do we think we just hover around the 16.50 to 16.75 level for now to see how it plays out?
With the volatility that we're speaking about, 1650 to 1675 might be a little bit too close in terms of the spread. But I would think that 1625, 1675 is where we will hover around for a little while, just to ensure that the war is really over and that everybody is staying in their own little box and not getting out and not being mischievous about the whole thing. If they do, then I could see the rand trading a little bit further lower, stronger, lower in value, lower in figures, stronger in value, to a 1575, 1625 bracket again. But I don't think that low as an immediate one. But that is very, very cautiously said, depends on whether the war is over or whether it is not over. It can change very, very quickly. Our commodity prices is a substantial amount lower than what it was 2 and 3 weeks ago. That would simply also be taken back to what happens in the world at the moment, and the impact of oil prices and the possibility of lower world economic growth, which will be lower demand for commodities, etc. So all of those things can change overnight. Not only will the rand strengthen, but commodity prices could increase again, because then you have a rebuilding. You could actually have more of a demand for commodities in the rebuilding of war-torn zones. So anything can change very, very quickly. I'm cautious, and I'm saying this for the third time. I don't want to make predictions as where we're going. I just want to look at what's happening and see how one mitigates your risk going forward.
Andre, I say thank you for your update again. We'll definitely, at this stage, only look at the headlines. I don't think any data is going to have an impact. It's very much a headline-driven economy and market at this stage. So for now, everybody, watch the headlines, practice some risk management principles, and we'll be back next week. Enjoy the week. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Richard.